Welcome back, my friends and my fellow modelers, my fellow Star Trek fans. I'd like to welcome you to another video. I hope you're doing well, and I'm very, very excited for this video. I was looking forward to this for a really long time. So, when it comes to the AMT classic model kits from the 60s, I've shown you the Klingon D7. As a matter of fact, this is this kit right here that we had worked on. I've shown you the exploration set, the shuttlecraft, and the Romulan bird of prey, and I've shown you the Enterprise when it comes to the Longbox release with the lit Bassard collectors. Shown you the Galileo, and I was always missing the original release. Well, I had used this to show you guys what the original looked like, and this of course was reissued by AMT Round 2 Corporation, and you can see the U.S.S. Enterprise vintage style packaging, and this is actually a collector's tin, but it's got the original illustration on the box and it's made of tin. But anyway, my friends, I'm ecstatic to bring to you in today's video. I'm going to show you the packaging that's similar to this, but the difference is that it's going to be the real thing. I'm going to be showing you guys the AMT U.S.S. Enterprise, the original release. This is the kit that started it all from 1966. So without further ado, let's head over to the desk and I'll show you guys this legendary, amazing kit. Okay, I present to you the original release from 1966. This is the first model kit that launched the legendary series that would follow. And I got a pretty good deal on this. Matter of fact, when I first saw this listing, it's in such good condition, I actually thought that it was a reissue from Round 2. I finally pulled the trigger on it. This one is in really good shape, and you know, you guys that watch my channel, I like all of these classic kits. I like my collection. They're all in shrink wrap. I've been looking for a long time to get this kit in shrink wrap, and I haven't given up the search. I'm still looking, but I didn't have one, and I wanted one to show you guys, to actually have the original release. Again, in the past, I've had to use the reissue, the collector tin that has the same painting on it. But for the first time in my channel's history, I'm able to present to you the actual model kit that started it all. And this is the original mold, the original tooling for this model kit. So looking at the side, you can see that beautiful as seen on NBC. And we have the illustration, and on the side of that we got Captain Kirk. And this is the AMT Star Trek U.S.S. Enterprise Spaceship Model Kit. Love it. And again, this is the first kit. This is 921-200. And you can see the beautiful Enterprise illustration. And I believe both ends of the box are the same. They are. Alright, looking at the other side of the box, you can see where the features are. And again, all the way to the right, you can see Mr. Spock. And the features, we have the operating upper and lower dome. The lights that work. We got the twin power units, complete with display stand. Total length of spaceship is 18 inches with colorful decals. AMT Corporation, 1225 East Maple Road, Troy, Michigan, 48084. Cement not included with the kit. And again, remember, this is from 1966, and it is 2023 now, and this is just incredible shape. The box is in great condition. So without further ado, let me show you guys the contents of this absolutely amazing kit. Let's put this up over here. That's good. All right. first thing I notice? Well, over the years, guys, between the handling and a lot of the parts did come off the trees, but that's okay. To have it complete and in the condition that it's in, I'm ecstatic. Let's start with the bottom of the saucer. And it's interesting because at first I thought, you know, like some of the new kits, they have the release agent on it and it looks like an oily smudge that's on it. Take a look at this plastic, guys. It's actually like a swirl. I hope the camera picks it up. It's almost like a, you know, like a mother of pearl inlay that would be on a guitar. The plastic is just amazing. And it's got these little swirls in it everywhere. Like I said, I hope the camera is picking it up. And again, the legendary dimples on the bottom. You can see this is where the sensor dome is going to go. And of course, that was in clear green plastic. You can see some of the windows and they're the sensor bands that are going around the bottom. And looking at the inside, you can see this raised piece. And if you guys are wondering why that piece is there, remember, this is the original tooling, so this is going to be very different from what round 2 re-released. But the little light bulb is going to go in this area. And if you guys had never seen the kit before, that actually came with the first lighting kit in 1966, there's a little chamber where the bulb gets put in. See that little hole? The wires will come through there and you're going to cement the bulb in place. And that's going to light up the bottom green clear sensor dome. So we would glue this in position, the wires will come through, and eventually the wires will go down into the secondary hull, and I'll get to that in a little while. But hopefully you guys can see, like I said, that swirling effect. That's just absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. All right. So now this is the top section. And again, I hope you can see the swirling that's in the plastic, the effect. Like I said, at first I thought it was release agent. So I tried cleaning it, and it's not a film, it's the plastic itself. It's the plastic that's been molded. I just love that. Like I said, I've shown you guys the Longbox. I've shown you the parts of the Longbox that they were bagged, so I didn't actually take them out and show you individual pieces. And keep in mind, guys, even that is a different tooling. This one is the original tooling for this model kit with the original molds, and it's just amazing. Feeling this, it's an 1/8 of an inch thick. The plastic is very sturdy, rigid, and just beautiful. Like I said, look at the swirling effect. And the bridge is going to go on the top, and again, that's clear green. The same thing as the sensor dome. You can see where we're going to pass the wire, and the bulb is going to go down into that little chamber and cemented, and the wires are going to come out, and again, they'll be joining in the secondary hull. But I just love it. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm not knocking round 2, because you guys that follow my channel, I absolutely love round 2 and AMT models, and I love the fact that they brought them all back. The molds that they have in the re-release of the Longbox, so the most recent release of the Enterprise, is a totally different tooling and a totally different mold altogether than this mold for this kit. But I love it. Absolutely love it. I've been waiting a long time to be able to show you guys this model kit. And look at the base. Usually you see these in clear. Perfect example, the Klingon D7 that we had done. We had gotten that from 1968. and we had done that build-up. As a matter of fact, it was in the intro. That had a clear base. And I've seen a lot more of these in clear or white than I've seen them like this. And look at the marbling. I love it. This is like, I hope the camera picks it up. This is almost like a purple velour or violet, and it's got dark purple in the swirls. And again, when it comes to making these, they had, you know, whatever gets used up, or if they have extras, let's say they're making another model, and they're doing the production of these. So whatever they have extra, they're going to throw all the plastic into the vat to melt it down to inject into the mold. So that's why sometimes, did you ever wonder why you'd see different colors in some of them? Some of these would be clear. Most of these would be white. Every once in a while you get one like this, and you can tell that they were together only because, look, the arm is in the same color. Now if you get one that's like this, and you get an arm that's a totally different color, let's say the arm would have been white, then you know that it didn't come together. I'm pretty sure, I can say with confidence that this is the stand with the arm that probably came with the kit, because they're both molded in that plastic with the purple hue to it. And even on the arm, I hope you can see it's got the veins and the swirls in it. So whatever they put in must have been dark purple, and as it melted, it kind of mixed around and got injected, and that's why it made all these beautiful veins, almost like a marble or a granite would. Anyway, I love it. Love it. All right, let's put the base aside. And guys, get ready for a treat, because there are so many differences on this, the original mold. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a video, guys, and I'm going to show you. We're going to compare the latest release as opposed to the 1966 or original release, and you guys are going to actually be able to see how many differences there actually are. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the secondary hull, and even right here you can see all the differences. You see these little raised pieces that are going to be guiding the pins from the top right in. There's nothing now. You look at it now and it's basically just the shell. That's it. There's really nothing inside. If you're wondering why they have the little curvatures in the bulkheads going across, that's because the deflector dish housing actually rotated, and it would put the ship on. To shut it off, you would rotate it and you could take it out, and that's how you would change the batteries. That's why it looks different. And again, you can see that swirling. I so hope the camera picks it up, because it's absolutely gorgeous. And again, it's nice and thick, very thick. And I'm gonna do a boxing soon, so look for that. We're gonna do a complete comparison of the first tooling as opposed to the most recent tooling. All right, what do we got next? Let's show you guys the halves of the top of the secondary hull. So you can see the windows, and hopefully you can still see that beautiful swirl. Almost, like I said, a mother of pearl look to it. And the observation deck is very prominent. And on the inside, you can see there are actual guide pins. Where's the other half? Here it is. See where the guide pins are going to go in? So that's right off the bat, that's the first thing that I noticed that's different. As opposed to the new release or the latest issue, all you have is the shell, and that's it. That's it. You can see how it was back on the first tooling. They have a lot of where the guide pins are going to go, and see how that kind of fits right into place like that. and a lot more solid. And I like how they have the bulkheads that come together. Again, this is going to cradle the batteries, but this is very solid, and you can see where the hole where the wires are going to pass through. So remember where I was telling you guys about these raised pieces? What these actually are is they're going to help guide the bottom of the secondary hull into place, where they're going to go just like this, and it's going to guide it. So before you know it, see how it comes together? And I don't want to break this. Obviously, I don't want to break it. But you can see the pieces that go into the guides. And again, I don't want to, I'll freak out if this breaks, but it kind of clicks into place. And the click is actually, it's not that it's being damaged, it's clicking into place just because of the quality of this model. And you could almost, I could almost leave it like this now and it'll stay together for illustration. You can see the back where the landing bay is. Matter of fact, I thought I just saw that piece. Because I'm going through this, and the first thing I want to do is make sure we have all the pieces. Oh, here it is. I think we should have done this before. Yeah. This should have went in before the parts went together. So you can see the shuttle bay doors. Let's put that aside. And again, guys, when it comes to the reissue, they don't have that slot anymore. They have the hole, and the dome rod and base are going to go up, and they're going to go into the matter of fact, I have one. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So what they have now is they have the rod, and they have a dome base, kind of like a half dome. There we go. See how it kind of goes like that? And the ship has the hole, and it goes on and it fits right on. If you guys are interested, I did a build of the reissue of the Longbox, and I actually had a 25th anniversary of the Enterprise A, and we had used the electronics. And if you're interested, I'll put the whole series of the build, the playlist, in the description. Matter of fact, as a matter of fact, we still have the A. This is from AMT, and this is from 1992-ish, the 25th anniversary, or 93, or 91, somewhere around there. Anyway, I had done this a very long time ago. I actually bought it brand new, and I had put it together. Well, the nacelles were broken, and it was really in sorry shape. Plus, I did kind of a crappy job putting it together. So I was able to take it apart, and we used the lighting kit. We put it all into the reissue of this. And like I said, I'll put that build series in a description if you want to see from the unboxing all the way through. But anyway, you can see this was the Enterprise A from the 25th anniversary, and you can see where the lights would have gone when we took them out. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm getting off topic, but I wanted to show you the base that they have now. Getting back to the 1966 original tooling, you can see there's a slot there. So you might be saying, well, what is the slot for? Well, when it comes to the arm on the base, the slot would go into the bottom of the ship, and it would supposedly hold it in place because the center of gravity would keep it from falling forward. And you can see this kind of it goes right into the slot, and then it goes forward and it rests on the arm. And that's how this was meant to go onto the base. This wasn't meant to be permanently glued. You could permanently glue it, because I permanently glued mine when I was young, and of course I made a mess out of them. I made a mess of all these that I did growing up, because I would use a ton of the tester's glue. And anyway, again, it would go on like that. Once it's in, it's leaning forward, the center of gravity holds it on the arm. Then you can pick it up play with it, you know. And I mean, who am I kidding? Of course you play with it, man. All the time, even to this day, I pick it up and play with it. But anyway, look at the whole quality of this kit. See how it's staying together, just the way it is. I love the way that it fits together. And again, I'm not knocking round 2. I love round 2, and I love that they reissued the long box, but it's like night and day from the first tooling to the most recent tooling. Okay, so that is the secondary hull. I just had the deflector dish housing. Here it is. See, now the way this goes, you can see there's a half circle on there, and when that goes in, and you're able to actually rotate it to put the to make contact, and that's what makes the lights go on and off. So let me put this aside. We'll check out the deflector dish housing, and it'll be clearer to you in a minute when I go over the instructions. But that's what that's for. And again, you'd have the batteries that are going to go in through the chamber, and you can see the markings from the original tooling. Let's see, where is the deflector dish? I hope we have it. Here it is. So we got the deflector dish, and you can see where it's going to go in the housing. Let me see if I can just kind of sneak that in there. So that just snaps into place, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at the detail on the radar dish, deflector dish. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm so tempted to make this model, guys, but due to the rarity, it's just in the condition like this. I'm always looking for one that's really beat up that I want to do for you guys, and will make it like I would have out of the box when I was a kid. But until I find that, yeah, I have no plans to build this one. So that's the deflector dish. Let's put that aside. And I want to keep the arm for you guys because it looks cool like that. Unless it just doesn't want to. All right, what do we got next? Well, I think I'm going to show you guys some of the trees now, because a lot of the trees lost their parts, like this. The trees have come in handy in the past. I've actually cut them and I've used them, glued them into place, and I actually used them to hold lighting systems that I put in. So the trees are always good and handy for things, so never throw those out. So let's see, this one's empty. Is this one? Nope. Let me show you the empty ones first. Is this one empty? This one is empty. And again, the way the plastic looks, guys, it almost looks like it's been painted already, but that's just a beautiful plastic that it was molded with. Yeah, that's another piece of the tree. All right, and the other ones have pieces on them. So why don't we go ahead and let me show you guys this one. Let's take a look. These are the cooling fins that are on the nacelles. And look at the detail. You can see the little indentations, but look at the little grill, the indentations on the grills in the middle. So that's very nice. Let's put that over there. Let's see. And another interesting little thing. Let's say you guys are going on eBay and you want to get a vintage Enterprise, but you're not sure the differences. One of the things that you can notice is if you start to see a model kit that claims to be vintage, just because it has the box, that doesn't mean it's vintage. And just because it says 1966 on it doesn't mean it's vintage. So you're going to have to actually look. If it's open, look at the parts. Now you may be looking at this going, what in the heck is this for? Well, these, very interestingly, go into the secondary hull. And actually, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. When it comes to the nacelles, this one, they go together. Let me show you the insides. See, they have the guide pins, or the little holes, and they have the guide pin on a nacelle pylon. I don't know if the Reissue has that. I don't think there's anything over there, and I don't know if they have. They may have the guide pins, but I'm just drawing a blank right now because I'm just immersed in the beauty of this kit. I'm having a hard time focusing on everything else. I know, I'm sorry guys, I can't help it. I just absolutely adore this model kit. And I'm like, this is like the closest thing to a little kid on Christmas. Okay, so we have the nacelle. Another thing, if you guys are looking and someone says that it's vintage, if you're looking at the piece that comes out of the nacelle pylon and it's solid, that's not vintage. They did come out, they did the retooling where you can put it into the secondary hull, and now it's the Reissue now is like a slot that this goes into, and this is solid. Well, the whole purpose of this, when you put this into the slot, the quality of this is so amazing. I'm going to be able to put it together, and it's probably going to be able to stay together. So we put the you know, I just might get away with being able to put this together for you guys without gluing it. So when you put the strut on the nacelle pylon into the secondary hull, there's an area, the curvature. So when you look in there, hopefully you can see the opening. So let me get the other one, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Just like that. So this part, when it goes into the secondary hull, is going to be anchored, and I'm not going to take it off the tree, but I'm going to show you how. So when this is on the inside of the secondary hull, this would go through like that, and once it went all the way through, it would anchor this in place. That way there it would stay on, and you wouldn't have to worry about it coming off. Let me see if I can actually push my luck and put this one in as well. I'm absolutely loving this. Now it doesn't make sense why I used to use a whole tube of Tester's glue on it. So if we can get away with doing the saucer section, we might just be able to get away with putting it on the arm. But so here we are. All right, what do we got next? The next tree, let me put this like this. So the next tree has more of the cooling radiator fins, but this one still has a nacelle attached, and hopefully you can see that beautiful swirl again in the plastic. It looks like it's been painted, but it has not. The original, the filming series, the first pilot and the second pilot all had different versions of this piece. The first filming pilot, it was like little round, little holes, little circles that were on the back. After that, they had gone to a strip where it looked like a strip going down the middle, raised strip, and by the time they got to the production model, or the filming series model, they had a ball. It was like a half a ball that was coming out of the back of the nacelle cap. And we have the other one. Again, hopefully you can see that beautiful swirling effect. And it has the ridges on it. Okay, what do we got next? We have the Bussard collectors. And another glaring difference between the Reissue and this one is what round 2 decided to do was they had taken the Bussard collector and they had separated these pieces. So now when you put this on, you put these on individually. I rather liked being able to do it like this because you had a guide and that would go on just like that. So we've got the 2 Bussard collectors. And again, beautiful. I'm like I'm sorry I'm gushing, guys. I'm just, I'm like giddy. I'm totally giddy right now. I'm loving this. Another little piece of the tree. And we've got the impulse engines. Look at that. I love it. Beautiful. What is this? I think this is just a piece of, that's just a piece of plastic. And look at how beautiful it is. Even this swirls. Let me see. We have a little bag. Now this, I'm sure this did not come with the kit. But what they did was they put this stuff in here just to keep it safe, because the this tree was not in a bag. It does have a bag for the a baggie for the lights. I'll get to that in a minute. But I want to show you guys the green. So where are my tweezers? See the clear green? What they did was they actually changed it, and now it's clear. It's totally clear plastic for these pieces. But there was a certain charm to the green, you know, especially when it's in your room at night. I kept mine on my bureau and I use it as a night light, but of course I go through a lot of batteries because I'd fall asleep and by morning the batteries were totally dead. But tell me this isn't the world's greatest night light. So that is the plastic tree. So let me show you guys. Actually, I'm going to keep the tweezers because this... So we've got the contacts now. We've got one contact. You can see the screw. That's where the hole for the screw is going to go. And you can see the... there's like a little half circle. And that's where the contact is going to be. So we have that one. Is there actually two in here? We've got 1, 2. We've got 3 of these. I don't know if we would have needed 4. If that's all that's missing, I'm really not going to complain. We'll see in the directions. When it comes to the small screws, these are like 1/8 of an inch. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 of the original screws, and we have 3 of the we have 4 of the contacts. I guess 2 of them were together. So I'm thinking that this kit is complete. When they sold it, the seller had stated that he was unsure if the kit was actually complete. The way I'm going through everything, absolutely it looks complete, and this was a fantastic score. This was $147, and as soon as I saw it, I just had that feeling. I knew that this would be in my in my possession sometime soon. So let's put these into the baggie. As well as the mold. I might leave this out because I don't want these to get all scratched up from the contacts and the screws. Now let me make sure I got all the screws in there. Looks like it. All right. So let's close this. Beautiful. All right, and now we get another thing that's different than the reissue. And what I like about this is, look, this is still in the original bag. And it wasn't like a shrink wrap type of bag. It was actually stapled. And there is 2 lights that come in this kit. One goes on the sensor dome and one goes on the bridge area. And you unravel these. One will go up north, one will go up south. The wires will come together. You put them, we'll pass them through the saucer pylon up into the secondary hull, and we'll put them on the contacts. Then When we put the deflector dish on, the contacts go in there, and when you rotate it or put it in, it makes contact and she lights up. Again, absolutely beautiful. And you can see that this comes from Japan. And I'm not taking these out of the bag. I don't see any reason to, because you can see them. And when I did the reissue, of course we lit it, and we used the original kit from the 25th anniversary. When I had done the Klingon Bird of Prey, the Klingon D7, it came with the lights. I didn't use them. I used the LEDs, but to pay homage to the kit, I almost made like a time capsule. I put the switch in, I put all the contacts, and I put the packet with the lights into the secondary hull of that ship. So, let's see. Now it's all paperwork. Oh, there's another piece of the tree. Okay, what do we got first? This is 921-7. Paper backing and a decal. Cut desired decals apart, then apply them one at a time as follows. Dip decal in water for a few moments to loosen the paper backing. Hold decal in position on the model and slide off paper backing. Smooth out water bubbles by wiping the decal gently with a damp cloth. AMT Corporation, Box 400, Troy, Michigan. And this is N. And even the decals are in pretty great shape. Matter of fact, guys, if we were to make this model, I would use these decals. I would see how the we have the microset and the microsol, and I'm wondering how they would react with this, and I would use these decals. That's how good a shape they appear to be. You see for the nacelles, that iconic NCC 1701. You can see these are going to go on the bottom of either side of the primary hull. Beautiful. Not a lot of decals, but just enough to be iconic. All right, they have the instructions, and they're totally different as well, but let me get to I love how there's still paperwork in here. So hey car buffs, here's something from AMT you're gonna like. Beautiful three-dimensional car plaques, in gleaming simulated chrome on the black. A new concept for all car enthusiasts. The traditional kit builder, three-dimensional profiles of the in-performance cars in gleaming simulated chrome plating. Some super details. The every AMT kit. Overall frame size 11.5 inches by 6 1/8 inches by 1 inch thick. Featuring the authentic 125 scale, detailed bodies, wheels, and tires. Fast, easy assembly and no paint required. Attractive frame in every kit. Enjoyment for everyone from 8 to 80 years. Ideal for home, school, or office. Mustang, Camaro, Barracuda, or the Corvette. List price $2 each. Now, I'm going to look for some of these to put up some pictures for you guys, because I never really heard of these or seen them. Look for them in late October, early November 1967. And on the back, to all those interested in automobile illustrating, here's what you've been waiting for. And look at the automotive illustrators. Paint by number set, complete watercolor. AMT, paint by number, automotive illustrator set. AMT, the world's largest model car manufacturer, has created a series of automobile paint by number sets. Anyone can now paint professionally typed car illustrations. Plus, learn the basics of automotive illustration at the time, featuring. You can see the featuring automotive illustrators course pamphlet and instructions. Exclusive 11 by 17 paint by number automobile pictures. Pre-mixed designers watercolor paints. Deluxe artist quality watercolor brushes. Enjoyment for everyone from ages 8 to 80. List price, we have the 2 car sets and a 6 car set. So the 2 car sets are $250 and the 6 car sets are $450. Man, how times have changed with these prices. Available in late October, early November of 1967. AMT, Troy, Michigan. And I love when they have these in the kit. The little paraphernalia or paperwork from AMT. All right, that's everything in the box. I'm very happy to say that the kit is complete. So let's take a look at these wonderful instructions, keeping in mind these are the first ones ever. So you can see that beautiful U.S.S. Enterprise. Looking at the first sheet, the instructions themselves have changed very little to this day. And you can see the illustration that I was talking about. We take the wires from the bulb. The bulb is going to go inside through the top area into that little chamber. The wires are going to come out the back, and we're going to glue that bulb into place. Then we're going to put the bridge on. When it comes to the bottom half, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the wires, we're going to pass them through that, and we're going to put the sensor dome on. And when we get them, we're going to put them together. We're going to run them through this section, the back section of the saucer section, and down through the saucer pylon. And then we'll get to the more of the instructions in a minute, but you can see assembly 1 before you begin. Look over this instruction sheet carefully before you begin building. Follow the assembly instructions and test fit the parts without cementing. Right? This will familiarize you with the location of the parts. AMT kits are molded from the finest high-impact styrene plastic. Use only paint and cement made for styrene. Trim excess plastic from the parts before joining. Use just enough cement to join parts, and careful not to smear cement on exposed surfaces. Built according to the instructions sheet as you should have no trouble in assembling your kit. Follow the numbers as parts are numbered in order of assembly. AMT Corporation, Box 400, Troy, Michigan 48084. I love it. So that's everything on the front side. So when we go over to the back, you can see the step 2 of the assembly. We're actually going to put the top and the bottom half of the primary hull together. You can see how we're just going to pass the wires through the opening, and they're actually going to go through there's a little notch that goes through, and they're going to pass in through the saucer pylon. And you can see when it comes to the bottom, we're going to use the contacts. You can see there's going to be one in front, one in the back. Place screws through the clips and screw halfway the base on the upper hull. Remove tape from one set of wires and wrap one wire around each screw. Repeat this step with the other set of wires. Screw the screws and the rest of the way into the base. Place 2 AA batteries into position facing forward the front. So you can see the way it's going to be done. The contacts are going to go on either side. Apply decals as shown in the box. So when it comes to the decals, we'll be doing it from the illustrations. You can see assembly number 3. You can see the stand, and even the instruction sheet says that they're clear. Supposed to be clear. Of course, we've got that. Cement the notch to the lower hull. You can see we're going to put the landing bay on. We have the batteries, and you can see the deflector dish housing. Note, the lower hull end cap is the on-off switch for the lights. Turn to the right for on and to the left for off. Be sure the end cap is in position shown. You can see the deflector dish and the lower end hull cap. Do not cement. So when you turn the deflector dish housing, that'll push the contacts into position, and when the contacts make contact, of course, the circuit closes and the lights light up. Again, I love it. This is amazing. I want to read that. I want to see what that says. There's that little box. AMT warrants the parts combined in this kit to be free of defects in materials and workmanship. Do not return only kits to the store from which they were purchased. If you have a claim, mail the whole kit. Postage prepaid to Service Department, AMT Corporation, 1225 East Maple Road, Troy, Michigan, 48084. Love it. And that is everything on the instruction sheet. So again, wonderful. So let's put these to the side because these are older than I am. So that's going to go there. And what I want to do, guys, is let me really try to push my luck and we'll see if we can get the model to hold. So here is the box. Very good condition considering its age. It's empty. And we're going to take the bottom of the primary hull. Again, I love that. So let's put the top half on. So there aren't as many guides for the primary hull. You can see once it fits together, it goes together nicely. Now I hope I don't end up having it crash apart. Let's see if I can actually get this in. Oh, don't look now, guys. Look at that. Oh my God. We might just be able to do this. And this, let me get this. So this is from 1966. Look at that. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, it doesn't want to stay on though. See, the little ridges, the raised grooves are the only thing that are going to keep it in place. Let me see if I can kind of snap it into place. So that's how it's going to go. It's going to go just like that. Now let me see if I can really push my luck, but no, it's not going to stay on that. But what it would do is it would go in right over here, just like this. And again, the top section is going to keep sliding around. See that? And this is going to go into the slot like that. And this now is going to rest like this. Oh, and again, it's just going to keep sliding off. But I just wanted to show you guys that's how this is actually going to rest. I love it though. In this model, the plastic is such high quality and the tooling is just amazing that it fits together so well, guys, that there's no glue on this, and yet we test fit it together. Let me see if I can just get it to be in position for one final time before the whole thing comes apart. Look at that. Is she gorgeous? Oh, of course she's gorgeous. She's the Enterprise. And this model is from 1966. This is the one that kicked everything off. And it's going to rest on the base, just like that. And I'm just, I'm sorry guys, I'm just gushing. I'm just giddy. I love this model kit. This is the first time I actually get to handle the original tooling of the model. And I'm just ecstatic that I got this. And like I said, my next video on this model, guys, we're going to do a side-by-side comparison, and we're going to unbox the 1966 original tooling, and we're going to unbox the most recent 2021 Longbox version and the most recent tooling. And again, it's two totally different molds. So that's going to be a really fun video. So until that video, my friends, thank you so much for watching. And I'll talk to you soon.